This is my collection of Gastly figures from a company called Mischief Toys. Mischief Toys is a company created by Chris and Heather Gast, and they've been around for about 3 years now. Second take. Whew. I'm gonna get it perfect. This is their original character called Gastly. Gastly is described as a misfit ghoul from the netherworld who clawed his way through fire and brimstone to start a new life in your home. The reason I'm telling you this is because I met Chris and Heather back in 2021, and since then I've become friends with them, and I've also become a fan of Mischief Toys and Gastly. And since they're celebrating 3 years, they just released a brand new figure, and they sent me one before it's released. This is the new Sketch Gastly. Now, to my understanding, this is based on Chris's original sketch of the character when they came up with the idea. And it also includes Gastly's original name written right here on the box in Chris's handwriting. Inside here is a letter. Thank you for wanting to be part of the debut of Sketch Gastly. This figure is based off Chris's original sketch of Gastly. That's what I just said. Now, this specific figure is limited to 255 pieces, but they also say here in the letter that they have an exclusive enamel pin, which they also sent me, and these pins are limited to 145 pieces, which means there is 145 pin and Gastly bundles that you can order on January 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern, which, as of posting this, will be tomorrow. They also mentioned in the letter that the reason Gastly's name is crossed off is because they were originally gonna spell it without the E, but then they changed it last minute. So this is his new name, and check out the handwriting on the back compared to the the official Gastly print. That is Chris's actual handwriting. And I'm not giving any compliments here, but no, I'm just kidding. But since I've got this new Gastly to add to my collection, I figured I would show it off and do an official unboxing for you. But while I'm at it, I might as well show you all of the Gastlys that I own. First up, the one that started it all, the original Gastly figure. And I picked this one up at the Mischief Toys booth during New York Comic Con 2023. And as you can see, Chris and Heather were kind enough to autograph it for me, so now this is worth $1 million at least. But I want to show off how much I've always appreciated their packaging. Just the quality of these boxes is super nice. And look at the flames as it opens up. As we venture into hell, we have some instructions on how to care for Gastly. We are reminded to keep Gastly dust-free, surround him with friends, and most importantly, no direct sunlight. Inside the box here, we have a layer of foam, and underneath is the original Gastly. You've seen him already, because I showed him off in like the first few seconds of the video. But this is it, the original Gastly figure. This is him in his most basic and iconic design. Obviously the yellow horns, the yellow teeth, his black outfit, and his nice bright red devilish complexion. Up next is a really special one, also autographed by Chris and Heather and someone else. I don't know who autographed that. But this is Initiation Gastly, and this one is limited to 150 pieces. I believe making it the most rare Gastly in my whole collection, and the box looks a little different. It's oriented in a different way, and I know that really frustrates Chris because I think there was a miscommunication with the manufacturer or something like that. Still, super cool box. But the story behind this Initiation was when they launched something called the Coven of Mischief, which is like their super exclusive club. And it came with this super like crazy clue and coin that you had to decode to unlock something on their website so that you could purchase another Gastly that I'm going to show you. But here is the Initiation coin right here, Mischief Toys. And what Initiation Gastly looks like is he is all blacked out with just red eyes. Really, really cool. As you can see, all of the Gastlys you know, more or less share the same mold with the same sculpt, but we get some cool, unique, different colorways and stuff. And Initiation Gastly is probably the most plain one in my collection, but also, like I said, definitely the most rare. Speaking of the Coven of Mischief, like I mentioned, you can see it here printed on the box, but if I'm correct, the only way you could get your hands on this figure is if you had Initiation Gastly and if you decoded the secret message on their website to reveal this special Coven of Mischief exclusive Look at the candles on this box, by the way. Very cool packaging on this one. This right here is Narrator Gastly. And he narrates some of their videos, I believe, on their website. And he's like the star of the show here. Look at his Coven of Mischief logo on his back there. He's also got it on his chest. He looks a lot like Initiation Gastly, but almost like he's dressed up in a suit with the white gloves and the red suit. Now that I think about it, I think this one is also limited to 150 pieces because that's how many Initiation Gastlys were out there. So that's how many of these could be redeemed. Heather, if I'm getting any of this information wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. But everyone else, you could go to mischieftoys.com and find out for yourself, and also check out their product store because I think they do have some Gastlys in stock. And like I said, you're not gonna wanna miss that Sketch Gastly drop, which will be tomorrow, January 22nd, 2025 at 12 p.m. Eastern. Up next, I think I'm gonna show you this one right here, which is the Blacklight Gastly. I also picked this up at New York Comic Con 2023, limited to 355 pieces, also signed by Heather, also signed by Chris, worth $1 million, make me an offer. But this one's really neat because the blacklight colors will react under a blacklight. That's where it gets the name. Wait till you see how cool these colors really pop on Gastly. Look we've got some green, there we go, some green, some pink. I really think the black shading around the side here, like I said, I think it makes those colors pop and really gives it almost like a comic book illustration look. And then with the lights off, we can see how he reacts under a black light for the full effect. How cool is that? Wow. Now I think this next one might be my personal favorite, not just for the figure, but for the box too. Look how cool this is with all the bones on the sides. This, of course, is Skeleton Gastly, limited to 340 pieces, which is less rare than some of the others, but wait till you see this figure. Look at the blood dripping. This box is just too cool, and that's one of the reasons why it is my favorite. And inside we have Skeleton Gastly. I like how he's got like his Donnie Darko look with his like, you know, onesie skeleton outfit is what it looks like. That's what it reminds me of, at least. All black on the back, except for his horns, of course. And then, yeah, we've got his bones across his fingertips. Look at all the detail that went into this on his fingers and his toes. That is why I think you can agree this is one of the best ones I think they've made. But now, the reason we're all here today, the reason I'm making this video in the first place, Sketch Gastly. I've been talking this guy up for like 10 minutes and it's about time that I finally show him off to you. So, like I said, this is based on Chris's original sketch of the character. So he does look pretty true to what Gastly ended up looking like, but check this out. He kind of gives off like a two-dimensional look with some of these scribble lines. I can just imagine Chris sitting down with a Sharpie or a marker or some sort, just kind of like sketching away, like creating this little character and bringing him to life. But let me show you what I think is my favorite detail of this figure. So here it is side by side with the classic Gastly and then the Sketch Gastly. And at first glance, obviously you see like the black outlines, the sketch marks, the cell shading on the sides of his horns and stuff like that. But what my favorite detail is if you look closely, on the original Gastly, his teeth are part of the mold. They actually stick out and they're bumpy. You can feel them. On Sketch Gastly, since he's just a two-dimensional drawing, it's completely smooth there, which means that they had to create a whole new mold just to make this figure, if I'm not mistaken. Also, yeah, I'm just noticing now, around his belt, this is all flat and all smooth, as opposed to the three-dimensional rings going around his belt on the other Gastly figures. So very cool detail, and I think this is really special. I just think I'm so happy for Chris and Heather to have come 3 years with all these Gastly figures. I only own, what, like 6 of them? Yeah, I lost count. I own 6 of them. I only have 6 of them in my collection, but if you look back, like check out their social medias, they have done so many different types of Gastlys. They even did one in collaboration, I believe, with the state of Maryland, which is like where they're from, and it had like the Maryland flag on it and stuff like that. Very cool stuff. But congratulations, Chris and Heather. Happy birthday, Mischief Toys. Happy birthday, Gastly. If you want to hear more from Chris and Heather directly, you should check out their YouTube channel, the Gastlecast, where they sit and discuss all things collectibles and all things farts. For some reason, go to mischieftoys.com to check out Sketch Gastly before they sell out, because there are only 255 of these in the world. And yeah, that is my Gastly collection. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. You can hit that subscribe button. You can find me across social media at Sidekick Ink. Same name, just about everywhere. Even on TikTok, because TikTok is back now. It went away for like 14 hours. And now it's back. And you can find me there, and you can find me on Instagram. You can find me wherever you want. Collect what you love what you collect, and thanks for watching.